Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 368. 68? Yes. Happy Halloween. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Yo, yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hey, hey.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners and viewers, to, it's Halloween night for us.
When we record this.
Yeah.
Skipping the parties.
Yep.
Going to do this podcast just for you guys.
All those Tuesday night parties we go to. Old men. But, yeah. My night consisted of trick-or-treating at this moment, so.
No, I mean, for me, it's exciting. Like, as a father, I got to take my son out trick-or-treating for the first time.
Nice.
So that was really cool. You know,
we had my nephew was out when what is he? How old is he now? Jesus.
7, 6?
No, my younger nephew.
Oh,
he's 2, 3, 2.
No, he's got to be 3 at least.
He's three. I'm a terrible uncle. Yeah. So he was running around like crazy, and then like zombified. Like immediately, like he just down he went. He was out. He was just out cold. So like my sister was saying, like we should probably head back because he's tired. I'm like, he looks good, and he's running around, and I'm like, he looks good, and then all of a sudden, done. He's just gone. So I'm like, wow. But he was enjoying himself. So yeah, it was cool. All right. Anyways, welcome to 368 of the Moviecast. We've got some interesting news to talk about today. Before we get into that, let's go over the box office, which has been down again. Jigsaw opened at $16.4 million.
All right. Not
a very strong opening for it.
Did you see it, Jim? I know you mentioned you were going to, maybe.
No, I didn't get a chance. It was so busy of a weekend. Under expectations for that. Tyler Perry's Boo 2 hit at number 2 at number 10. Geostorm at 3.
Second week? Or is
that's
first,
second week, I believe.
At least the second week.
I was going to say, Tyler Perry coming in at number 2, doesn't sound right.
Did they stop listing, like, box office on Rotten? Oh, they did.
Oh,
they did. Look at that. Oh, maybe it's in the More button. Nope, no, it's not. So, anyways, yeah, Tyler Perry, Geostorm, Happy Death Day, and Blade Runner are your top 5. Top 5. Opening this week, not much. No. Opening this week is Thor.
The end of the world.
Yeah, getting right now the highest rated Marvel movie ever.
Because it's Planet Hulk. I mean, come on.
What's his Metascore?
Probably in the 70s. I mean, most Marvel movies land around there. High 70s.
96% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which is the highest that they've had on there. It's now projected to be opening at 125, around 125.
Mm-hmm.
Thus winning me a second bet of this week. As we'll get to the Gamecast, I've beaten Corey in another bet. Well, not officially yet. We have to wait till December 12th.
Yeah. But it's pretty much assumed.
Yeah.
They gotta take their word for it.
Thor's at 74 on Metacritic. So.
Yep.
Yep, right on to it. What's Blade of the Immortal?
What is Blade of the Immortal?
Manga?
Is it? I thought I've heard of the name. I was like, I thought was it an anime at one point?
I don't know if they ever made an anime. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was gonna say probably.
They made a live action of it. It's opening in select theaters right now. So looks kind of
cool. Be cool.
It looks kind of cool. Anyways, so yeah, Thor's the big movie this week. If you're wondering, everybody's going to see it. I don't know. I think we all are going to see it. I know that we have a huge group on Thursday. Thursday, we're 9 strong on Thursday.
Wow.
One of my clients offered Jets tickets. I was like, oh, man. Damn it.
Go, man. Go. They're playing.
No, I can't. Not the last 3 games. They lost 2 score leads in both of those games.
Still competitive.
Second half.
Still competitive, unlike my Giants.
Yeah, well.
All right.
They're not competitive when you're in the AFC East with Patriots.
No.
Can't do much.
Let's get into the movie news. Talk about Chuck, Zachary Levi. Talking about him, he got cast as Shazam over the weekend. Or leaked that he got cast. I'm sure he got cast earlier. But we found out that he's been cast as the actual hero Shazam in the DC movie coming up. Anybody see Chuck? I mean, besides Corey and myself, did you guys ever see?
I remember you guys talking about it a lot, but I never watched it myself.
It was a show that was very good and then just had terrible finales because they thought it was the end of the show every year.
Yeah, it kept having to build up to the end of the series, and then they're like, well, we'll give you another season. And like, okay, well, let's try to find a storyline that works. And
let's fix what we just broke and then start a new storyline. Yeah. It worked up until like season 3, and then it just fell off the rails. But it's still a good show until the last season was just horrible. But so I don't know. You guys know, he's been in. What else was he in? He was in Guardians, not Guardians.
No, he was in Thor 2.
Thor 2. That's right.
Yeah.
So.
Which no one remembers.
Yeah. We just talked about how. Well, that has nothing to do with it, I guess. But people know Thor and Thor 2. Just
exactly big framed.
No one remembers the plot of Thor 2.
He's no Jason Momoa.
No, I mean he's not like a big frame guy, which Shazam is supposed to be. I thought.
I mean, he's supposed to be like a Superman character, and I think he could bulk up, but he is smaller than Cavill.
He's just smaller
I'd say.
Framed, yeah.
The joke is they found the one to play Billy Batson, but now who's going to be Shazam?
Oh, that's the joke.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Who knows? I mean, he could jack up. I mean, we've seen Christian Bale put on 100 pounds for Batman.
I mean, he could jack up, yeah. We'll see.
Thomas Jane workout.
Yeah, it's a heck of a workout. 2 times a day.
I mean, look at Gerald Butler. He's nowhere near the size he was in 300.
No, definitely not. I keep forgetting that's where I've seen him from first. I see him now and I'm just I know him. Obviously I've seen him all over the place, and then I just know he was in 300 and he looks completely different. What else we have here? Ron Howard. This is interesting. Doubled the budget for Han Solo. Solo, as it's called. The Han Solo movie. He doubled the budget because he basically reshot the entire movie.
Yeah, what is they say 80%?
Yeah, he basically doubled the budget.
And what was the budget before?
We don't know.
150, 200?
We don't know the number, but we know it's doubled.
Infinite Disney money.
So is that a good thing or is it a bad thing as far as reshooting the entire film?
I mean, I think it's a good thing, but it's not going to be profitable then for them. I think this is kind of like a throwaway movie for them at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it needed to be profitable.
No, not that they can't afford it. They'll get it back in merchandising.
Hey, look at that,
Jim. Did you hear what the Deadpool creator said about their head-to-head matchup with the Han Solo film?
Oh, yeah. Deadpool's going to, trounce it.
I don't know if he's going to trounce it, but...
Are they going head-to-head? They're both in March?
Yeah.
I do expect it to maybe, win between the two of them, but I don't know if it's going to be as a big blowout like he thinks it is.
I mean, Deadpool 2 is going to draw a crowd. We know this. It's going to have a good follow-up because of the...
Deadpool has potential to actually make $1 billion.
No, it doesn't. It has such a lower ceiling as an R-rated movie.
Yeah, I understand it has potential.
But I'm saying it doesn't. I'm talking about its ceiling. No. I don't think it has the potential to do that much.
I mean, I'm just saying for a Fox superhero film, I don't think you could say that about any other film.
What?
I don't think you could say that about any other Fox Marvel property.
Well, yeah, maybe, but I'm saying it still has a ceiling that...
Yeah, it has a ceiling, but I'm saying there's still... If the first one can make $600 million, the second one could potentially make $1 billion. I mean, it's probably going to be more than 800, but...
This is what I see happening with this, because it's basically based on its fame from the first movie automatically, so it's going to have a very good opening weekend. Extremely good. And then if it's a good movie, it's going to have a very, very good legs. If it's a bad movie, it's going to be the Batman vs Superman drop off. That's what I see happening with this movie. So, I mean, it's going to be a very strong opening weekend. So,
yeah.
But it's got to go up against. Do they open the same exact weekend? The Solo movie?
I don't think it's the same weekend.
I don't know. It's close enough where the guy had to make a comment about it, though.
Yeah, they were talking about it. It's May. Yeah, it's May 25th for Han
May
Solo.
25th?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
so I thought, isn't Deadpool beginning of the year?
June 1st. So
June 1st. Oh wow, I'm way off there.
The last Deadpool was February.
Mm-hmm. I assumed it'd be around the same.
By that guy's statement, yes, it is going to trounce it because it's going to have a second week drop off compared to Deadpool.
Well, maybe he's just talking about opening weekend, but still, I think that.
Well, the fear is they would sort of take away from each other, perhaps, and.
No, I mean maybe, but I don't think so.
I mean, I think it would be. I honestly think Deadpool would probably take away more than Star Wars Han Solo would take away from Deadpool at this point. Just because it's Han Solo film and it's not Star Wars mainline, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how good that movie is, and it's been such a mess in the news that I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows? I don't. Yeah, it's good. And Ron Howard's very, high low with his movies. Like he can do really great ones and he can do really crappy ones. So
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
All right, King Killer, which is a book series that Corey and I think we've both read. Right? You've read?
I've read it.
Okay, I'm on. There's only 2 books, or is there 3? There's only
2, and there's 2.5, which is about Ari, and then
okay, I haven't read
there's the 3rd one. I think is never coming out. Was it? It's been longer than
a long time. Yeah.
It's longer than what we're waiting for with Game of Thrones, I think, now.
It's close. Showtime picked it up as a new series for them. They wanted it to be their Game of Thrones. Speaking of Game of Thrones, which I guess if you're going with book delays, then yeah, hey, we got competition here.
Yeah. I think that's cool that Showtime picked it up. I would have rather have seen an Amazon or Netflix pick it up.
Yeah.
So I think they probably would have done a better job with it. But
I would have said the same thing about HBO before, and look what HBO's done. I mean,
no, I mean, what do you mean? I was super happy HBO got it. Game of Thrones.
You don't think Showtime can throw a budget like HBO?
No.
No, definitely not.
No way. But Lin-Manuel Miranda is producing this, which is an interesting thing because he's a kind of a Broadway guy.
Yeah.
And the music does play a big role in this story, but I don't know. Two of my coworkers, this is their favorite story,
really?
fantasy novel of all time.
I thought both of these books were very mediocre for about half of them. It's not like straight half. It's like throughout the whole book, about half of the content was mediocre. Excellent other content, but I thought it was a lot of for me was just mediocre book in between.
Well, just not to spoil anything or anything, but the idea is it's about a guy who's telling his story. So you're gonna have flashbacks and you have present day, and I don't know, that doesn't always sit well all the time because you kind of where you're going a lot, and that's kind of had that arrow syndrome,
Was it A Name in the Wind? Was the first book?
Name of the Wind was the first.
Okay.
Yeah. But the second book I thought was better. The first book I didn't really care for, and it took me 4 or 5 tries to get through that book.
It was the same
because
idea,
people kept telling me over and over, it's you gotta read this. It's so awesome.
I heard it too. That's why I read it. But I was I felt like it was up and down very often in that book.
Yeah.
So, both of them for me. All right. Sad news. Well, sad news or bad news. Both of them. This is not good news. Either way. Netflix is ending House of Cards after this.
I think that was kind of already
no, they came out and said due to the news we've been about Kevin Spacey.
Well, because they just came out and said they suspended it right now.
Well, no, they're filming. He's not allowed on set right now.
No, well, I just saw they suspended production on the show.
Oh, now they suspended it today?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Because they were. I was reading an article this morning talking about how they're filming it, but he's not allowed on set.
Yeah, I just saw something saying they suspended production on the show.
Yeah. So the exact comment at first was media rights capital and Netflix are deeply troubled by the last night's news concerning Kevin Spacey, which came out, by the way, that he apparently molested a child. 13-year-old.
Or tried to.
14-year-old or whatever, however old the kid was, at a party. Not disputed. It wasn't.
This is years ago, obviously.
Yeah, it was about 30 years ago.
No,
20
30?
years ago. It was a long time ago.
Maybe 20 years ago.
I thought it happened a long time ago. Anyway, so he basically came out, Kevin Spacey, and said that. First of all, it came out that he was gay.
Not first of all. That became out because of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that a lot of
and then the gay community obviously got extremely upset about the situation for that. It's been a terrible running of just terrible run here with news for him, and he was apologetic and deeply apologized for it.
You're right. 32 years ago.
Okay. So but he didn't say I didn't do it. He said I don't remember doing that, and he's like, if I did, I'm deeply sorry. And stuff. He tried to own up to it, but in doing so, he's also came out as the gay activist. A gay rights kind of thing, and he just that upset.
Yeah, he kind of tacked that on at the end to try to deflect. Is what a lot of people felt like he was doing.
By the way, I'm gay.
he's like, oh yeah, this could have happened, but more importantly, guys, I'm gay, which is what rubbed a lot of the gay community the wrong way.
Yeah, so he's not. Wow, so they're suspending filming. I didn't see that news. Wow, when did that come out?
Oh, I thought at least I thought I saw that just today when I was looking at stuff.
Oh, production suspended. There it is, right at the top. Until further notice. Huh. Wow.
I mean, this show should have ended 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, the writers left, and yeah, that would have been better to end it. I felt like last season. I didn't even finish last season yet. It just got. It wasn't good. It felt like it was like. It pulled almost a Walking Dead.
Now it's like
Walking Dead's
fiction is fiction. The fictional guy he's playing, Frank, is like kind of parodying his life now. It's like going down the shitter.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I feel like this show itself got kind of like The Walking Dead. They got too over the top with itself, too much of itself, kind of thing. That's what they did. They went too far with it. So.
I don't know. I would like to give credit to whoever I read this comment from, but it's like last year was like everyone was passing away last year, and this year is like everyone's careers are passing away this year. It's like this year is the live long enough to see yourself become the villain, where last year, he died a hero basically.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty on the nose there with how this year's going down. It's pretty ridiculous. Like every day, another allegation. Like Jeremy Piven just got accused of something.
Wow.
It's like every day now, and it's like really these people, like some of them I'm sure were just innocent things here and there, but I think it's still stuff happened where people felt uncomfortable and are saying stuff now. So it's just amazing how this is rampant in this community.
Yeah. It's crazy. Jesus.
In that field.
That's it for news. It's not a good way to end it, but let's get into what we've been up to and talk about some good stuff, I guess. Mike, you're not done yet, right?
No, I'm 6 episodes in.
Okay.
The thing I don't understand, Mike, is how can you stop watching?
Yeah. So we're all talking about
I don't have that willpower.
Stranger Things right now. Stranger Things Season 2 is what we're talking about on Netflix. Tony, myself, and Corey all finished. Mike, obviously, you're busy. I understand. We're just joking. But it's so tough to stop. Like, it really... Like, I texted... Like, we were on our Discord channel, which, by the way, we have a Discord. For those wondering now. You can get an invite if you email us, podcast@allgeek.net, with your contact information. But, yeah. So, I was messaging you, Tony, when you said I finished it on Sunday. And I'm like, that's great, man. I'm not going to finish it until probably next week. And then... Next thing I know, 5 episodes later, well, not 5 episodes, 4 episodes later, it was episode 7 at that point. And I was like, well, 2 left. So,
might as well.
Yep. It was 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, 2 left. So,
it's likely I will finish it tonight.
Yeah, once you get to 7 is a good episode. You could stop on 7 as a break if you want, but 8 and 9.
Well, I actually, part of the reason why I want to rush through this now is I'm getting. Like, there's just stuff coming, and I know that episode 7 is kind of like a spin-off episode, people say.
Standalone.
Yeah, we'll get into that in the spoiler.
So, I'm like, yeah, I know. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to stop here now, because I could have maybe crunched that one in, but it wouldn't have helped me at all, so...
Well, I mean, giving the 3 of us here our impressions, quick impressions, spoiler-free. For those wondering, we'll do a spoiler cast next week, we promise, on this series. I felt that I really enjoyed this series. It was a lot lighter toned, I felt, in the first one. I think, Mike, you probably could attest to that.
Lighter tone?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it's because...
there was more I thought there was more comedy mixed into it. More humor.
The thing is, the first time we watched, I guess, the first season, you didn't know what the tone was, and you were maybe afraid, like, more really awful things were going to happen than happened.
I described it like today. I described it more Goonies, less Alien than the first one.
I don't know. I mean,
that's the vibe I got from it.
The last one I just saw was the episode called. I mean, I'll give you the titles. I guess it's not a spoiler because they're listed everywhere.
Yeah,
it's called the Spy.
Yeah,
and things get pretty awful.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not dark at all. I'm just saying that I felt like it was lighter than the first one.
I felt this season was Aliens to the first season, Alien.
Oh, okay. I could see that too. I could see that too. That's not bad. It's actually pretty cool. I just felt like this was more Goonies, though. I had more fun. I actually enjoyed this season.
I don't know where you get Goonies from, other than Sean Astin being in this movie.
No. I can't talk about it until the spoiler cast, really.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't see that at all.
I will describe to you. I promise those listening why I'm describing it like this. I will get into it in the spoiler cast. I just got that vibe more. It's just more of a fun romp with certain characters. Team ups that you didn't expect to see. You know what I mean? Like, there's just mixed matched characters that you're just like, oh, that's kind of interesting mix and match there.
I'm very curious to see how it ends, because you get the sense now that in the second season with certain characters who have already become kind of iconic, I'm getting the feeling, I'm like, how much danger are these characters in, or are they going to stick around for like future seasons now? So I'm very curious to see how this ends. Cause,
I have to say that one of the characters that was up and down for me in this first season, I thought was my favorite character this season. I really like that character. So, just can't name names, but I really like that character. And
I think you're thinking about the same character. My favorite character this season.
Oh,
too.
okay. Yeah, it's I don't know. I really did enjoy this season to the point where I actually think I like this season more. Like, I would rewatch this season. I've already rewatched season 1, so I can't say we're rewatch season 1.
It is a shorter season, correct? We have 9 episodes this season.
8. There's 8 episodes last
season. This is longer, 1 episode longer.
Oh, it was longer? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was a 13.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it, but anyways, Corey, give me your thoughts, and we'll get to.
Yeah, I liked it. I think that, like I said, I felt this one did the sequel thing where it upped the ante and made things bigger.
But I thought it did well. I mean, as long as you weren't like astronomical with your expectations, it met them or exceeded, I think, a lot of things.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm saying it did the sequel thing where, like, you have a villain in the first season which was singular, but you also, I mean, you had the human villains and stuff. But then here, you kind of expand on that and kind of open up what the Upside Down is more. And I feel like that was really cool. I actually like that a lot. I like the villain a little bit more in this one. And I think the human villain in this was very interesting.
I thought that was an interesting mix.
Yeah. And I know you watched Power Rangers, but I kept seeing like that guy, the Red Ranger. I mean, it's so funny.
Oh yeah.
But
wait, the Red Ranger was in this?
Yes.
It was?
Yeah.
From the new Power Rangers.
From the new Power Rangers.
Oh, fuck. That doesn't mean
I know. Like, doesn't count as a Red Ranger, right? Like, why even make that reference?
Not my Red Ranger.
No, I just thought it was funny because, like, I did watch that movie and I was like, oh, this is that guy.
I didn't think. First of all, again, I didn't think that was a terrible movie, but they'll never make another one apparently. So
I didn't think it was terrible either. I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like this one. I do think that I think I do like the first one better still.
I think I like this season better.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
I like the dynamic of 11 in the first one better than I did in this one.
I'm coming to conclude. Yeah, that's true. I'm coming to this conclusion while talking to you about this right now. So it's like it could change by spoiler cast, but that's my gut feeling right now. As I feel, I really enjoyed this season more. Like, not that it was terrible. Obviously, the first season I loved, but I think I had fun more in this season watching it.
Yeah. No, I think they really did a great job expanding on this, and I love seeing these characters again because they're great characters in this show.
That said, I did have obvious gripes. There were some major gripes, but we'll get to that. Tony, what'd you think of it?
I liked it a lot overall. It's very watchable, obviously.
Oh, sure. That's what I mean. I think the watchability was. That's what maybe.
There it is, Jim.
The watchability, I think, is more than the first season. How about that?
It's your Iron Man to your
Dark Knight. It's my Iron Man and Dark Knight. But we're talking about the same show. But go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Yeah. There were things I really liked, but there were also things I really didn't like about this season.
Oh, yeah.
There were 2 characters in particular that I really liked in the first season that they pretty much didn't do shit this entire season. I'm like, oh, that was your arc? Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. That was very difficult. So difficult of you. You contributed a lot to this season. Don't know what we'd have done without you. Pulling in that weight.
Someone's got to do the heavy lifting.
Oh yes, they did a lot of lifting.
Sometimes the bench team's got to be the starters.
I guess it's just disappointing.
6 episodes in, I have a feeling I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, all right.
He said 2, and I want to know who the second one was, but I'm trying to think of who the second one was. I know one is. I agree with you 100% about that. But it still didn't deter from my enjoyment of the season. I just felt.
Well, it's the two of them. You know, I mean, they're together.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because it's like, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else is going through some shit, and you guys just.
Yeah, I guess they didn't.
You know.
Yeah. All right.
Have some coffee.
Yeah.
You have some coffee. That's the difficult thing there.
I did like that who's that actor that plays the news reporter in this series this season.
All I know his name's Murray.
Yeah, Murray. All I know is that guy was hilarious at that point, but
yeah, he was funny.
Yeah.
The oops line, I actually laughed out loud.
Was that also, an ad lib or whatever? I just never mind. We can't go into. I just saw that. Like that was the last thing I saw. So.
The other thing too is like I felt that one of the other returning characters, they kind of made go on their quest, and it just like felt like they were just opening up to the next season. And
yeah. Well, I mean, I thought that's when you were mentioning people. I thought your first gripe was with, and that's one of my gripes. I love talking about this being vague. Like really trying to mention spoilers, but that was one of my gripes with the season.
I have an idea of what you're talking about with all these things now. I'm like, oh, so nothing's going to change too much in these last couple episodes.
Oh, that doesn't mean that actually, but
we'll see.
Mean that at all. No, it doesn't mean that at all. So, but they are legit. There are gripes. Everybody's gonna have some gripes with it, and there's.
But I like the expansion of the mythos and the lore and stuff like that. You know, the whole origin of the Upside Down and what's going on with it.
Yeah.
There were certain parts where, trying to say it again without spoilers, but there's this one part, I think it's the end of the second or third episode, that's really awesome, where the one character is, I'll just say, going down a hole and discovers that shit turned upside down, but it's like as they're doing it, the camera does it in that same manner to like really drive home the point.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, shit is getting fucked real hard and real fast.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, dizzle.
It's funny that you mentioned that because that was one of that like sequence stuck out to me as like the first like really like unforgivable. Is like, oh, this is a horror movie decision right now. Why'd you go in there? But whatever.
There's a few things like that.
I do have to mention for non-spoiler parts here, I think this has some of the best music in television.
Oh, so it does. It definitely does. Yeah, God,
I love that intro theme.
Yeah.
I love it.
You could they always say skip, and I was like, don't need to. Thanks.
I love like
listening here.
Yeah, I love listening to like even just the music they had in it, and then like all of a sudden going, wait, that came out before 1984 that song was out. I'm like using Shazam during the show to double check the timeline, and I guess there are like Reddit forums like with people talking about stuff that didn't quite make the cut, like it was like 2 years invented after the show, but I'm like, guys, that's nitpicking. But I did do that for music though. I was like, is that really that came out before 1984? But yeah, so
yeah, the music was fantastic.
Really good,
some of the best.
So, anything else, Tony, you want to add?
I liked a lot of the new character additions. I feel like all the new characters were really, really solid, and I'm interested in seeing where they go with those characters during season 3. There's one character, and I'll try to be vague, who you start out and you're just like, "Fuck this character."
Yeah.
Kind of like we did with Steve in season 1. Just like, "Fuck Steve." But something happens later on, and I'm just like, "Oh, well."
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, there's more to this story," you know?
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of feel bad.
Cry me a river. I don't give a shit.
Corey, no remorse at all here.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyways, so, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's been good. I mean, it was a good season. It's definitely worth checking out. I mean, I don't think anybody else would say it wouldn't. And, I mean, best show on Netflix right now?
Best original Netflix show?
Only show worth watching.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know about best show.
Best show on Netflix, like original, Netflix show.
Yeah.
But when I saying on Netflix, I mean it's their network.
No, that's what I'm saying. Best original.
Yeah, I don't count the other stuff.
I haven't seen House of Cards. So
I will say that I chose. House of Cards is very good up to last season, and then it just got full of itself. I will say that oh man, did I make the worst call ever last night. Worst. I have made some really bad decisions watching movies. I have made some really bad calls. I really have. Last night, well, I'm getting it. This is what this movie's made me do. I've done this now. Besides Death Note, which I watched, I didn't watch. I couldn't make it through it. I found another movie I can't make it through. It kept getting recommended on Netflix to me. The Babysitter.
The fuck is that?
It's supposed to be a horror movie. That I was like, well, it's Halloween. The night before Halloween, I want to watch a horror movie. I'm like, this is
someone with like the cheerleader on the front.
Yeah, it keeps getting recommended to me. So I'm like, let me check this out. So I watched the trailer and it sounded like it's about like this babysitter who is a part of a cult and basically like does satanic rituals in a house that she's babysitting in, and like the kid sees it and it starts this whole like I don't know. I thought it was gonna be some like horror movie with it, but it got like it was goofy and it was just horror. Like, oh god, it was bad. Ugh. I watched like 50 minutes of it and I turned it off. It's about.
Wait, you didn't finish Death Note?
I couldn't. I just can't.
How far did you get?
About 50 minutes is about where I got. So,
how long is it?
Hour 45? Yeah, hour and a half. I may have not even gotten 50 minutes. I may have gotten like 35 in that one.
You owe me 2 movies, right?
Oh shit! Yeah, I do owe you 2 movies. I thought you assigned me one already. Didn't you? No, you didn't yet.
No, I have one waiting. I have one that's going to be for all of you as soon as Mike actually accepts a bet recently. Because I got both you and Corey, so I'm just waiting.
All right.
So I can get a 3-for-1 on you guys again.
Watch Death Note, I guess. Or
now, since you already watched half of it, would that only take up half of a movie ode?
You're telling me I gotta finish both of these? Dude, I'm like.
I don't know. I think if you're signing a movie.
Can I just describe one sequence in this movie? Can I just?
Sure, go ahead.
Because I don't think you guys.
No.
I recommend in the Babysitter movie. So
Babysitter.
The kid goes downstairs to well, he doesn't go downstairs. He sees them like.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah, I don't. A spoiler. Sorry. If you do want to watch this, anyways, he sees the thing happen, calls the police. The police end up showing up at the house as he's tied into a chair. And because he's trying to act like he didn't know anything was going on with the whole rituals, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, I just woke up from being asleep. And then as he's saying that, the cops roll up behind. So the cops get there, and you're like, it's like 45 minutes into the movie. I'm like, that's still got another 45 minutes. I'm like, this should be game over. And then the cops come in, and somebody, the guy in the movie, who won't put a shirt on, Corey, if that sounds familiar for another movie, will not put a shirt on, takes a fire poker and javelins it into the eyeball of the police officer who has a fucking gun, who then starts screaming and shoots the gun and shoots the cheerleader that you see on the cover in the heart. She falls back, and then the whole sequence plays out where they kill the cops, and then after that's done, that girl ends up screaming about the fact that she's got shot in the heart and she's not dying, and I'm like, it went through you. And she's like, it's an unbelievable sequence. It was that's when I turned it off. That's where I got to. That's the last sequence I saw. So, if anybody watched it after and said it got better, I'm sorry, but they lost. I'm out. So, horrible movie. And so I made a bad call, and I think tonight I'm gonna watch just like a tried and true. I'll watch like Zombieland or Shining or something like that because I just can't. God, it felt bad taste.
To watch the AYCG's #1 horror film.
I was going to just pull one from the list. Yeah, I was going to pull one from the list. Oh, I haven't watched that. What was the #1 on our list again?
The Thing, I would imagine.
I've seen The Thing. I mean, I want to watch something I hadn't
seen the other ones.
So,
well, you've seen Zombieland and you've seen The Shining.
Yeah, I know. I can watch The Thing, I guess. But yeah. So.
No, I was saying you should watch the #1. That's all. Just trying to get a shout out to our list.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I've watched with that and Stranger Things. Mike.
I actually finally was able to watch all of the first episode of Gifted on demand.
Good.
Or The Gifted, that's right. It was pretty good. I'm glad it's not totally separated from X-Men. They actually say it, and it's minor characters are in it. Well, I mean, we'll see. It's a promising start. I'm interested because I believe the father is normally a flat-out villain in the comics.
No, he's not. Oh, the father. Okay, yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Tony? I mean, it's
Nope,
Stranger
nothing.
Things like crazy, so. All right. We lost Corey, but he's back. Corey? Anything else you've watched? Corey?
I watched The Gifted. I don't know what you guys.
I'm
talk
way
about.
behind on that. I'm 3 episodes behind on that, so
I'm
think
still
the-
like 4 behind, but I watched the first.
I'm
Yeah,
2
well-
episodes behind that. I'm 2.
Fourth episode, I think. I
Yeah,
watched.
I'm done with 3. It's 4th and 5th are up, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched the 4th one, which was better than the 3rd one.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I do like where they're going as far as
I thought
the whole.
4 had. I mean, I saw on I'm scrolling that it had some like turning point thing, or was that the 3rd
I
one?
think so. It's this one. I think is kind of bringing the gang back together, kind of thing.
Cool.
So it was good. I think it's a step up from what I've seen with Gotham and the
Holy
CW
shit.
shows.
Did you guys see they're casting another Poison Ivy in Gotham?
Again?
Is that
Yeah.
real?
They're aging her character to be a little older in the series again.
Show is dumb.
Any
Whatever.
case, like I said, it's been better than what I've seen from CW and
Yes.
from Gotham. So
All right.
I'd say if you want a superhero show, you could probably recommend that. I would recommend that. So
Okay.
and then just like been the little stuff here and there.
Yeah,
So
not much for me. All right, that's going to wrap up the movie cast, everyone. Hope you had a great Halloween when you listen to this. And tune into the game cast coming up. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about on that one. A lot of games came out. A lot of games have been played. And a lot of gaming news came out this week, too. So
announcements.
check out that coming up next. And, Zom Dragon.